I was thinking to myself, right? Keep in mind, I want you to stay with me. So God of War, right? Everybody's been like coming up with these theories, like, oh, you know, Japanese mythology, oh, Egyptian, Aztec, Mayan mythology, Christian mythology. Maybe he'll fight Jesus. First of all, none of that is gonna happen. At least not confirmed to happen. But I will say this: I feel like we'll see the Greek gods again. Hear me out. I see we'll see the Greek gods, but not the Greek gods. I feel like we'll go to Christian mythology. I feel like Kratos will go to, Jerusalem, Bethlehem, because everybody, when we talk about like these like theories and shit like that, they always bring it back to, I think, what, God of War 1, where it was the mural thingy of the three wise men. I feel like obviously, Kratos, Mimir, and Tyr, who knows? So I feel like they'll go to Bethlehem and see Jesus being born, right? But remember, the time that Christianity came up, the Roman Empire, ruled majority of the land in that area in the Mediterranean. So what I'm thinking is that the Roman gods will be oppressing the Christians and, their gods. And I feel like in a way, Kratos will be like, they seem familiar, and they'll have no issue. He'll have no issue like fighting them. But what I do think he'll have trouble with is with, Lucifer and all of them. Now, I don't feel like he'll kill Lucifer because I don't think God will let him. Because I think in the Bible, quote me if I'm wrong, but Lucifer was, I don't want to say his favorite, but basically like, he was looked upon among the other angels. Like, he was an archangel, but, he was the more like unique one because, he wanted everybody, he wanted order, I think it was. Some shit like, basically, I feel like Kratos will meet Lucifer. He will meet the Roman gods because, they're oppressing that land in that time. But what I think would make the game really interesting is if he went through the 9 circles of hell. So obviously, if you're kept up with your Christian lore, the 9 circles of hell are basically kind of like different tiers of like hell. Depending on what kind of like sin that you committed, you're placed into one of these circles of hell. I want to say Kratos will have to go through all of these because remember, that man did a lot of crazy shit in the first 3 God of Wars. So he'll probably be placed into one of these circles of hell. At least I think that's what happened. Because we did see that in the prophecy, Kratos was supposed to die. So let's say he does die, but he comes back to life because obviously he defies fate like multiple times throughout the series. So I feel like he'll come back alive, but he has to crawl out of hell, quite literally. Throughout these circles of hell, he'll have to fight these certain demons, devils, whatever you want to call them, in each of these circles of hell. And obviously, we'll meet like different types of people that are stuck in these circles. What I want to say is, I think one of the like coolest bosses that we could have, like as a devil, is what's that one name? Hold up, I gotta search this up. So imagine this, right? So the name I was looking for was Beelzebub, right? The Lord of the Flies. So that'll be fucking crazy. We fight Beelzebub. Another one here that I'm looking at on this list of devil names, one of them is actually called Loki. So who knows? Since Atreus went on his journey to wherever he needed to do, while we're here in Christian mythology and shit like that, right? Loki comes back because Lucifer like swayed him, trying to like entice him into helping him because he was like, "Yo, if you help me, I'll help you get these things, whatever the fuck his journey was for," right? So who knows? We might see Atreus come back, but obviously his name is Loki, so he'll be, you know, and then right. Keep in mind, while we're in the circles of hell, guess who we fucking see? We see Dante and Virgil. Now, I'm not talking about Devil May Cry Dante and Virgil. I'm talking about Dante and Virgil from the shit Dante's Inferno, the series of 3 books where it's like Purgatorio, Paradiso, and Inferno. So we see them and they help us get through the 9 circles of hell because I think, what was it? Virgil is the person that helps Dante go through the circles of hell and basically like as a guide. After he does that, right, we have to go through purgatory. In purgatory, we gotta, I feel like that's where he's gonna get more of his memories and shit, from like his past and all that. Maybe his wife, who knows? Well, one of his dead wives or both. So that'll happen. Let's say this, right? Somewhere in between Purgatorio and Inferno, some shit fucks up. Right? Now, in the normal world where like the humans are and shit like that, right? We somehow fuck it up to where we break the dimensions between the normal world and hell, and all of a sudden, hell goes onto Earth. Judgment Day. We see the 4 horsemen of war. That'll be so fucking sick. And then we have to fight them. Yo, that would be fucking crazy. And imagine this, right? Imagine this. After we go through the 9 circles of hell, we have to find out a way to stop all this. To stop hell from going on to, the normal people and shit, the humans. You know what happens? We go to Paradiso. And you know what the fuck we do there? We go through I think it was the 13 levels of Paradiso. I sometimes I forget this, guys, because the way that it is that there's different levels for Paradiso and Inferno. So obviously God is all the way at the top level. When you're in the middle, basically these tiers, depending on how you follow your commandments, pray and all that, and follow your due diligence, that's how close you are to God, which is a good thing for people. So that's why there are 9 circles of hell for each sin that you commit. So the farther you are, like in the lower levels of hell, is how far you are from God. So like, let's say on like the 9th circle or 8th circle, that's where like people like Hitler, Stalin, stuff like that happens. That's where they are. While we're going through these 13 circles of Paradiso, right? We meet the archangels, such as Michael. Obviously, everybody knows him. And not only do we meet the archangels, we see people from religious texts. Like we'll see Moses, we'll see David from David and the Goliath. Who else? Shoot, we could see fucking anybody at this point. And then we have all of them help us escape from Judgment Day, help everybody. I never seen nobody come up with this fucking theory, bro. I shit you not. I'm coming up with the craziest theory right now. I was literally thinking this all day, bro, and I didn't know how to articulate myself. But this is what I'm like putting my mind into right now. Like, this shit would sound fucking crazy for a video game. Like, imagine that. Imagine. And keep in mind too, so obviously Lucifer and Satan are in the same, like they're technically not the same people. So one of them is the king of hell, and the other one is the archangel, but the fallen angel, if you want to call it. And I guess like for like little side bosses, so how we had the Valkyries and stuff like that, and like the Berserker Knights. Imagine for like those type of side bosses to be the fallen angels, the ones that followed Lucifer and defied God. Yo, imagine that, bro. Get me on your development team, bro. I swear to God, I'll come up with a whole narrative. Like, don't even play me, dog. That'll be insane. And think about it too. It would work because Egypt is right there. So they're almost kind of close to each other enough to where they're influenced, and I think, what was it? We can still get that Egyptian mythology and the Christian mythology, and we could get the Roman gods, which are basically the same thing as the Greek gods, but those will be kind of like an intro because they're working with the devils and stuff like that in hell, so they could get rid of Christianity, because that's what was going on like in the older times, like back in those like 9th century, 8th century, whatever the fuck. They thought that they basically wanted their shit to be what's followed, because they thought that if they weren't following their religion, they were defying the Romans. That's how they thought. I'm telling you, bro, like these are ideas, bro. Like if only I could like that'd be so fucking cool. You know what's crazy too? I'm looking at this list right now. This is gonna be the last thing I'll talk about. There's a thing here, Loki coming back. It says Teutonic Devil Loki. I don't know what the fuck that means, but it sounds fucking cool. Damn, bro. Imagine him coming back grown with new powers and shit like that. Oh, man. That'll be so great. Somebody needs to sign me up, bro. If y'all know some devs, bro, let's go. I'll fly to Cali, wherever the fuck they're at, Santa Monica Studios. Let's go. I would deadass, like, work with y'all on that shit. I don't care. Y'all don't even need to pay me low key. I'll just get publicity off of that shit. Just make sure you put my names in the credit. It's whatever to me. But yeah, man, if you enjoyed this, I fucking did. You know, like, subscribe, comment, check out my other videos. Peep the Drip, Dark Souls with Sif. Other than that, bye.